we just ripped a model from an Unreal Engine game. We imported it into Blender and set up the most basic material possible. We use the principled shader, connect up the diffuse, and wire up the right specular channels. Then, we add the normal map node, connect it up to the normal map texture, and we're done. But hold up, we've just made two mistakes. We can see that the shadows on the face are behaving strangely, as if the normal map is inverted. Furthermore, the shadows on our model have a blocky appearance near the edges. The problem is twofold, but it is easy to fix. The blocky appearance of our shadows stems from the color space value on our image texture node. Blender uses this setting to do some kind of color space conversion in order to preserve colors accurately. This works well when dealing with color data, but our normal map doesn't contain color data. The RGB channels in the normal map are to be interpreted individually, as if they are grayscale. Color space conversion will mess with that data. As such, you should set the color space entry on the normal map to non-color. Much better. However, upon close inspection, the normals still appear inverted. Let's fix that. But first, some background on normal maps. Normal maps store the angles of surface normals for each coordinate axis. Usually, the red channel stores the x-axis, pointing the normals predominantly leftwards or rightwards. The green channel stores the y-axis, pointing the normals predominantly upwards or downwards. And the blue channel stores the z-axis, pointing the normals outwards away from the surface. However, 3D software capable of displaying normal maps will have a native required direction, or handedness, for the RGB channels in a normal map. This direction will vary between game engines and 3D software, and that's also what's causing the issue for our shader. Blender expects the green channel to be right-handed or positive, whereas this texture was created for Unreal Engine, which expects a left-handed or negative green channel. To fix this, we only have to add a few extra nodes. First, we separate the image texture output using a separate RGB node. We then add a combine RGB node and wire up the RGB channels to their respective output. But lastly, for the green channel, we add an invert node and place it between the green input and output of the separate and combined RGB nodes. This effectively inverts the green channel, and we can see that our surface detail is no longer inverted. You can alternatively also permanently invert the channel in Photoshop or GIMP. If you do this, you do not need to add the extra invert nodes in Blender like we just did. Simply open the texture file, go to Channels, select the green channel, hit Ctrl-I to invert it, and save out the file.